Hi, this is the Ivy League astrologer with the May 2015 reading for Vedic Taurus. Please check out my video. I made a video about Western versus Vedic and about like how to watch these videos if you're interested. So check it out. Okay, so Vedic Taurus for May 2015. I feel like you're kind of looking at a distant prospect. You're like looking off into the distance at how you want things to be or want things to turn out. And you feel like you've got like one foot firmly on the ground, and then everything else may feel like it's sort of sliding away from you. Like I feel like you can kind of see something, maybe for some people, maybe something you've been waiting for, but I feel like for other people, it's just something you've been working for. And it's something that's very much an ideal, I think, a way that you want your future to be, whether that's in work or just in a larger sense. But it feels like you are moving towards it on the one hand, and on the other hand, you feel like you're being swept away from it somehow. So I think that the advice is to stand firm and to recognize that what little purchase you do have is enough to kind of get you there, even though it's not quite clear how that is going to work out. Like it kind of seems like an image of like jumping off a cliff, and so it may feel a little bit like you have to make a leap of faith this month, but it's like such a small cliff actually. It's like a bluff. It's like you may kind of feel like you have to leap forward, but I feel like you're going to be like supported immediately as soon as you make that leap. And it's going to lead you into a path that is not quite what you expected, I think, but which is still leading you to the future that you've been working towards and wanting. So it does seem like there's like a warning about there being some quicksand this month or some danger of backsliding or something, or of just not getting the most out of what you've been working for. It seems like don't be lured by the there may be a lot of talk or just some negative opinions that people are airing kind of about your business or about what you're doing, or there may just be some things there may be like a hump to get over in some way, but it's like don't allow your focus to be on the negative. Don't allow yourself to be blown away from your center, because it feels like you have what you need in order to kind of continue on in a way that's going to be fruitful for you. But it is going to require this sort of like baby leap of faith, and it probably doesn't feel like a baby leap of faith from where you're standing. And it may, in some cases, be that you kind of stumble in a way that is actually sort of productive for you, and that actually sort of gets you on the right path. I just feel like there's nervousness about a dream, about a future path. And it feels to me like other people are telling you that you don't stand on solid ground, but that you actually do. And that you need to trust yourself and your own sense of where you're going and why you're doing what you're doing in order to move forward this month, because it feels like there's sort of detractors somehow that could pull you into a way of viewing the situation that is not healthy for you and not useful for progress. It's kind of just tearing it down for no reason. Again, it's like sit with your dream, stay with it. Stay with what's good about it. Even if there's been stuff that has happened that has not been ideal, or even if you haven't gotten all the opportunities you wanted, it feels like there is, and even if there's been disappointments, and disappointments maybe about children, or children coming out of the woodwork. Is kind of what's coming up here. Hidden children. That's a fairly dramatic proposition, but it happens, you know. So yeah, it feels like stay with what is good about this situation, what can be salvaged, and what you resonate with, what feels true for you, what you feel passionately in this situation, because it feels like it can kind of spring forth again, or like, you know, like if this is something you're working on at work or something, like it may kind of encounter some difficulties, but if you kind of stay with the vision of it, that it can get to where it needs to go and kind of bloom. I feel like a period of waiting is ending also for you. And this could mean that you're getting what you've been waiting for, or it could mean that the way in which you've been waiting, which has maybe been at the expense of other things in your life, or at the expense of the energy you need for life in a way, which has maybe been like interrupting the flow of energy just in your body and like from you out into the world and from other people into you. I feel like that is ending this month. Like if you have to continue to wait, I feel like you're changing the way that you do it so that you're not held down so deeply, and not keeping your heart closed in this way. Yeah, it's like it feels like a period of like really difficult introspection is ending, and that you're kind of coming to a new peace, knowing that things are moving in the way that they need to move, and yeah, striving to get back that sense of flow in your body and in your immediate environment. Yeah, I feel like if you're a woman, I feel like you're getting in touch with your femininity again. Or more deeply in touch with your femininity and your fertility, maybe even for some people. Because you may have a strong sense that you're meant to have a child, and you may be sort of working towards preparing your body for that. For other people, for people who are not continuing to wait, I feel like this could be working in the way that it's coming to fruit, you know, what you've been waiting for is actually coming to fruit. You know, after all this time, you knew it would, and it finally is. So that's pretty amazing. That's good. And I feel like it's because it is a blessed sort of journey, whatever this is. I feel like it is written is kind of the phrase that's coming to mind. Is like, this is the way it's meant to be, and therefore it's coming together in this way. And I feel like you may have had a strong sense about it or known it, and it is finally coming into being. Yeah. It feels like there's been a lot of pain around this situation, whatever it is, and that you have really worked hard to kind of take apart your own mindset, take apart your emotional and mental, spiritual part in whatever this has been, which feels like it feels like a separation from someone that you love. In such a way that you felt like it could never be fixed, or you didn't know how it could be fixed, even though you're kind of holding the hope for it in your heart. But I feel like, again, there's a renewal for that this month. There's a renewal for you, for sure. And I feel like there's a renewal in this situation. But again, that may work out differently for different people depending on what stage of that process you're in, and the other person is in, and, you know, what the plan is for you, what the higher plan is. But it feels to me like there's a major rejuvenation happening, at least within your heart, in a really positive way. Yeah, so again, it feels like for some people this is like for you, in this situation, which you have worked really hard on. I feel like whatever the situation is, and it feels like it is a separation from someone you love, you've worked really hard on it. You've put your heart and soul and mind into it. And I feel like that's why you need to be rejuvenated now, because I feel like you've given so much that you've sort of drained yourself and blocked yourself because of grief or something, or of unfulfilled desire, that you sort of blocked yourself. So I feel like your focus is on healing yourself and on finding that renewal for yourself. And I feel like it still may be that this other person in the situation, it's like they're rising up. It's like they're getting ready to accept what has always been on offer, but they're not quite there yet. And it's something about them feeling like they have other chances or other choices or something. Or like if they accept your offer, that's going to knock over this other thing that they've got going for them. Yeah, that's what it is. So, yeah. Yeah, so I think that a lot of this is an emphasis on you healing yourself. And this other person is getting there, but they are in sort of a seesaw position of being like, I want what you're offering, but that upsets this other plan or other thing that I've got going on. So, but I feel like they're being called more and more towards you and towards the reality of whatever it is that they have not been quite ready to see. Yeah, but I think they have a lot going on in their mind. There's a lot that's up in the air for them. And a lot that's at stake in this choice. Yeah, I feel that very strongly. There's a lot that's at stake in the choice. And it's like they really want it, but they're afraid that it will sting them somehow too. And that they have to choose you or choose this thing that choosing this thing is going to make that their main priority in a way that they may not quite be ready to accept just yet. So yeah, it feels like they may take some time away with a heavy heart in a way. It's like they may leave with a heavy heart, but feel like they have to in order to protect some other interests. And they may just kind of leave you waiting, But I feel like you've come so far that this is not the end of the story. And I feel like that's, again, why the emphasis is on healing here for yourself in a way to unblock yourself so that this doesn't kind of break you or take you down. So I feel like by this time, you will have built up some resources to sustain yourself kind of with some like inner sunshine in a way while you kind of wait for this to come back around, because I think you have the strong sense that it will come back around, and this has been coming up for Taurus for a little while now. But yeah, again, it feels like somebody else needs to go away and work on it. They need to kind of get their priorities not so much straight, as their priorities don't have to be your priorities, but they have to figure out what their priorities are and what they want and what's preventing them from getting what they want and from being satisfied with where they are. So I feel like they have to go kind of way back inside and kind of work on those things. So I feel like that process may take some time. But I feel like you need to build up your own resources so that you can sustain yourself during this time that they need to kind of work through their stuff. Because it feels to me like you've kind of already done the work. Like you have spent a long time kind of doing this work. And so now what you need to do is to wait in a way that is productive for you and not painful, that's not going to leave you blocked and broken, but, but peaceful. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing there. Yeah. Whew. Yeah, it feels like there may be a hold put on this for a while this person's heart is opening. And there's nothing you can do to hurry that, nor should you do anything to hurry that. So. Okay. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing for Taurus for May 2015. Thank you so much for watching. And please do check out the other video if you have some time, because I address lots of people, and I think particularly lots of Taurians. And you guys are all Aries, which is why you guys are all so vocal about it. But lots of Taurians have been saying that the Taurus videos really resonate with them, while the Aries videos do not so much. So please check out my video where I address that. If you have the time or inclination, thank you. And otherwise, if this resonates with you, keep watching it. Do you? But yeah, so basically your Vedic signs are the same, are going to be different unless you're born between the 15th and the 20th of the month. If you're born between the 15th and the 20th, then, you know, you stay that same sign, basically. But yeah, check out the video if you have the time, and I also have resources down below. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one. Thanks.